Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Should we see what's going on? Should we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today? A fantastic start to today's episode, but you know, just sort of on pause. On pause. What's wrong with me? I can't speak at all. On brand. That's the word I wanted. I was like, what word do I want there? Like, or path of a course. That's what I was combining in my mind. For Animal Crossing episodes, it's, you know, casual, relax. You know, slip of a tongue, slip of a mind, slip on the ice. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but anyway, yeah, we're just gonna sort of vibe and, you know, vibe. That's about it. Hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 5:10 p.m. on Wednesday, March 9th, 2022. Leif is here today. Of course, we are sadly going to ignore him because we don't really have much requirement for him anymore, especially with his permanent residency that he has on Halves Island. Yeah, what should I talk about? You know what was interesting this morning is a bit of the internet went down, I suppose. This morning it was fine for a bit, and then it just went down, and I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, the company I'm with, I'm not, you know, going to call them out or anything, but they're not always the most consistent. I'll say do they have a good reputation? Not a great one, particularly, but it's sort of saying, oh, look, groups stretching, some more things there. It was sort of just like, oh, what should I do? So I just, you know, did a little bit of drawing, and then the internet came back, and it was okay. But still, it sort of reminded me of times in the past, which I feel like I've spoken about before, when the internet's been down and what I've been doing. And I'm talking about times where I knew the internet was going to be down, which is every single time it's happened. It's been when I moved house as a child to like a different area, and like the internet hadn't been set up yet, so I knew for a time we weren't going to have it. Like there's one the most recent time was, let me think, I think I was around GCSE age, so I must have been around 16 or something. We wouldn't have like internet for like a month or some very long time. It was, what am I doing in here? I don't remember. It was some incredibly long time where I was just like, whoa, okay, we're not gonna have internet for a month. No internet for an entire month is, you know, you can live, obviously. I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's, you know, I'm gonna die or that sort of thing. No, but you know, it's kind of useful because especially around that sort of time, is getting later into school life. Sometimes the internet's actually kind of needed for doing work and that sort of thing, because, you know, school websites and that sort of thing, and that's where you go, oh, you could have just gone to the local library, and you're right, I could have, but, you know, it's a lot more convenient doing work, I suppose, on your computer at home, rather than not necessarily a protein shake. What? I didn't know who gave us this? Oh, this must have been from the group stretching thing. I had no idea protein shakes were even a thing in this game, like a thing you can hold. That's crazy. You would have thought the other villages would hold them more often, but apparently not. What was I saying? I don't really recall, but something about, oh yeah, the internet being down. So that time we had, I don't remember, like I had like this mobile broadband thing where it was like a mobile, it tapped into like 4G and that sort of thing, and gave internet through my computer, except for, you know, we only had it for a month, and I had one for like 8 gigabytes or something. I can't really recall. And I remember in usual sort of me fashion, I was incredibly conservative with it the entire time. Like I basically didn't use it unless I really had to, etc. I downloaded like a load of games beforehand, before we moved and that sort of thing, to make sure I had stuff to play and other things. I can't even remember what else I did, to be perfectly honest. Sometimes I played more on my DS or my Wii games around that sort of time, I think. Maybe I started reading books. No, not started reading books, like resumed reading books, because I didn't do for a while. I don't actually know what I did. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Out of my head, for like an entire month or whatever it was. So much so, but by the time it reached like the end of a month, I used up like 2 gigabytes of the entire thing, because I was just that conservative, which was a bit silly. So I ended up giving it to my sister, and she was like, oh yeah, I can totally use up 6 gigabytes in like 1 week or whatever. And I think she just like streamed everything on HD on like BBC iPlayer or whatever. I don't really know. And you know, because we had one each, and I took her one, which had like 1 gigabyte left or something. You know, she was much better at managing it than, I suppose, you know, keeping up with pace with me. Because I guess it's sort of just like the health pot thing. You know, you're having in video games, so you're like, oh, you know, I might need it at this point. You know, what if it's an emergency and I need like to download something 6 gigabytes? Obviously, the answer would be, you would just go to like a public area and download it, I suppose, rather than, you know, having to sacrifice all your mobile data, quote, for it. So yeah, that was a very interesting time. But another time I think about was the time before that, when we moved into the house before then. What age was I? I think it was around the start of secondary school. Maybe a little bit before, so somewhere around year 6 or 7, so I'd probably be around 12 to 13ish, that sort of age. Oh, maybe a bit younger. I might have been 10 to 11 now I think about it. I remember that time, I obviously didn't have nearly as many games, I suppose that I played back then. But there was one game I played which was Plants vs Zombies, which I had and owned. That was not an online game, and I remember I downloaded that, and I basically I played through the story campaign again, so I played through it again, and I basically just unlocked everything. And one thing I super remember doing is that there's an endless mode in Plants vs Zombies, and I basically watched like YouTube guides on how to do strategies of endless mode, and then I like made myself like a paint guide on MS Paint, just being like, this is how you set up the endless mode, and this is what I'm gonna do for like a large portion. That one wasn't that long. I think it was only about like a week or so. Yeah, I played a lot of that. I think I played a lot of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon as well, if that's the right time. Not Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red. I did Explorers of Time or Sky. Explorers of Time, I think is the one I had. I honestly can't recall. It's been a very long time since I played any of it, so it's a bit more like hazy in my mind. But hold on, what missions do we got? Not that they really matter anymore, so I don't really know why I keep checking. I suppose we're just sort of farming them up for if perhaps there's ever a future update, in which case maybe that's what I want. Lucky for you, that's what I want. I think we should probably customize. Oh, okay, we should buy some customization kits, and then we should customize our tools again in case they break. Yeah, so I played a huge amount of Plants vs Zombies. You know what? I might actually be able to check my Steam account and see when I got some of the achievements, because that's probably when I played some Plant. That's when I probably did it. Let's see. I'm still missing two achievements of the game. It's the iZombie one and the Vase Breaker one, because I just didn't like playing those games, to be perfectly honest. Oh, I remember doing some of these. Okay, 2010 it looks like. 2010? Is that about right? 12 years ago? I was 12. Okay, that seems plausible. That seems plausible for the timing of how it would work out. That's crazy. See, a lot of these I've done get to 20 flags in survival endless I did on 13th of January, so it must have been like this stretch from like the 10th of January to like the 17th of January. Oh, there's some of these I did beforehand. 3rd of December? I did some achievements. I remember these achievements. Completed daytime level by only using mushrooms and coffee beans. That's quite a tough one, I remember. Completed nighttime level without planting any mushrooms. I remember that one as well. These are all gimmicky things in the game, which you're not going to understand if you've never played the game, I suppose. Defeat normal roof level without using any catapult plants. Maybe this was around the time. I don't really know. No, it must have been around the time I did Review Immortal. Either that or we didn't have internet for even longer than I remembered. Which, you know, is possible. It's very possible. Anyway, so played a lot of that Plants vs Zombies, you know, even my sister played through it, and I think I might have played through it twice, for what I remember. I know, Plants vs Zombies is a very great game. Plants vs Zombies 2, it's okay. It doesn't have that same sort of charm, unfortunately, is probably how I describe it. So it doesn't really, I don't think it can live up to that sort of the highs, but, you know, I suppose that's due to the fact it's kind of a mobile game, and also EA bought it. But I'm not here to talk about Plants vs Zombies. I think I already talked about Plants vs Zombies ages ago, and for some reason I remember it in my mind. The episode title was called Automate for Plants vs Zombies, because that was also when I was working through Automate the boring stuff, which was a Python book. Oh, how far my Python skills have grown. Anyway, I forgot where I was getting with all of this. I don't know if I was even going anywhere with any of this. Oh yeah, well, my internet's been down. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to remember what I did a lot of the time when my internet's been down. Like, obviously nowadays I'm a lot more reliant on my computer, but I'm reliant on my computer so much more than my internet. Like, if the internet goes down, you know, okay, then I can't play some games, which, you know, sucks, I suppose, but it's not really the end of the world, because now, of course, I've got different hobbies. You know, I can play the piano for a little bit, but that's actually probably what I do. So, because the internet has been down sometimes, but it's never been. I've never not had the internet for like weeks at a time. Since those times I was very young. I guess we could do some fishing and bug catching. I don't know if we really feel like it though. We don't really have much to do anymore, so it's in Animal Crossing, especially now that we have Fauna on the horizon, being invited at any moment now. We should probably find Pecan, and we should probably find whoever's crafting. That's certainly true. But as soon as we finish a museum, and as soon as we get Fauna invited over from the Amiibo business, then it's sort of just like, the only thing we really have left to do is actually just customize our island, which, you know, I should probably actually commit to doing at some point. And I guess I'll just sort of plan stuff in the episode, I suppose, in those future episodes. That's sort of not season 3, year 3 will be about actually customizing our island, I suppose, because, you know, we've had casual conversations. And we can certainly do that probably while customizing the island. Maybe at the same time. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Or maybe perhaps a better thing to do would be designate one day in each of the week to just solely for decorating the island, like every Monday or something, because people probably don't watch a Monday episodes, is going to be, is my assumption, but I don't actually know if that's true. What was I saying? Yeah, so the days like now, like in more modern times, I suppose, when I don't have access to the internet, I'll do something like I'll play the piano, because I've got a piano keyboard over here, which I haven't played actually for a while, so I should probably get into the habit of doing that again. It's just I've been careful to do it because I'm putting too much strain on my wrist. Like there was a time when I was like playing the piano, and then I was also drawing, and I was like typing and playing games and that sort of thing, and my wrist started getting like really painful, so much so that I bought a wrist brace, which I still use sometimes. And I didn't want it to get to an extent where basically, you know, I developed like repetitive stress injury or carpal tunnel syndrome in my wrist or anything like that. So I was a bit more careful about doing any activities which feature my hands mostly. But you know, I'm keeping up with them doing these like not stretching exercises, but hand stretch exercises or that sort of thing. Then I'd recommend you do as well if you are the type to do stuff with your hands quite a lot. You know, so some people get it, some people don't. It's sort of like luck with your genetics. I'd assume in the end, I don't actually know, but yeah. What else? So nowadays, you know, for one, I've got a lot of mobile data nowadays. So, because back then, I definitely didn't have a phone when I was 12. I don't think, I don't think I got a phone until I was in year 9, which would have put me around 13, 14ish. And I remember it was HTC Desire, and I got like this really expensive contract for it of like unlimited text and quite a lot of minutes, because you know, I thought I would use that a lot. Not a lot of my friends had phones at the time, and if they did, they didn't have unlimited text, because I guess they were smarter than me, to be honest. So if I texted them, they wouldn't necessarily text back. So then, you know, as soon as that contract was up, I went on a much like cheaper contract. I think that contract was like £30 a month. That's absurd to think about. To be fair, it was also because I didn't buy the phone. Nowadays, my contract is like £8, I think. I suppose I could check it. You know, I could just go into my bank details right now and see exactly what they cost. What is this? Got Project Sakai notifications. Shout out to you if you're playing on the English version. I know that was released not like a month ago or something. Let's see. I think it's £8. Should be something I should know off the top of my head. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, but let's see. £8, yeah. £8. How much data do I get? I don't know. I get unlimited text, which is really, really important one, and data. I only need really like 2 gigabytes. Where's my data? I mean, I guess my 4G is just like sort of always on, so I don't really worry about that all too often. Let's see. I get 8 gigabytes, which is very unnecessary nowadays, but for me personally, because you know, a lot of the times I have access to my Wi-Fi or anything like that. But I suppose when I'm out and about, but even when I'm out and about, I don't do things like watch videos, which perhaps that's kind of why I need to get into the sort of habit of like watching videos, doing things like that. Because I'm so used to like having like 500 megabytes or whatever. A very small amount of data that I essentially just like never used it. Weird, huh? But yeah, Amelia, you're crafting. We do need to go find. I keep thinking her name's Poppy. Her name's not Poppy. It's Pecan. Oh yeah, I forget. We should check Able Sisters out more often. We are looking for the orange hair bow. For that to come back in rotation, because for some reason I don't have it. I've only got a red one. But apart from that, I don't. I mean, maybe bags. Maybe we should have checked with Kicks as well to see if there was anything that we particularly wanted. I suppose we'll also just sort of be checking out any other sort of generic clothing that we'd particularly want. I suppose we can get a simple visiting kimono. Why not? I don't even think I have this one. No bows that I can see. And I'd imagine we'd have most of these clothing items. So you know, we purchase 2 and we don't wear them. And just, you know, put them back in our storage, and eventually we'll clear out our storage once again once we need to, but we really don't need to, seeing as we have like 5,000 storage space, but still. Yeah, anyway, now the whole point was nowadays that I have many more hobbies, I suppose, which are not so internet reliant. Back when I was younger, it was like, I don't know, watch YouTube videos, play League of Legends, probably. And nowadays it's, you know, play piano, draw, do other stuff. I guess I can do some programming as well, so certainly if I don't need internet access and that sort of thing, or if I well, I mean, programming is something you can kind of do with just sort of mobile data, because the only things I need really the internet for is just to sort of like look up syntax and that sort of things, which is not, I guess, the most interesting thing in the world. It kind of depends what you're doing. I mean, I suppose if you're querying databases online, and maybe you need the internet, but you know, but that's not really something I do all that often, I suppose. Trying to think what else. Yeah, I guess even like talking with friends that I can use mobile data for. Anyway, basically what I'm saying, the internet is everywhere. The access to it is unprecedented nowadays compared to previous days. So it's weird how I'm less reliant on it than it was back then. I think it's just because I used to watch a huge amount of YouTube videos when I was younger, so that's kind of like what I did. You know, I have just like memories of watching things like Far From Subtle, you know, just like their huge playthroughs and that sort of thing. Like, for one that always sticks in my mind is watching them play through Last of Us for some reason, and I have no idea why. You might be like, oh, do you watch sorry, Far From Subtle or Video Games Awesome, however you want to call them. Do you watch them anymore? No, I don't think I've watched them for years. I'm still subscribed to them properly. now I'm all about Northern 9, so I suppose that's kind of like a generational shift, age shift. So I'm just going to distract by the fact I've got like this hangnail on my finger, and I'm trying to just like sort of get rid of it. You might be like, don't pick at it. And you're right, I shouldn't pick at it, but now it's gone really big. So you get some scissors, I suppose, and you can like snip it off. Snip, snip. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, I played... Oh, actually, you know what I remember playing? Quite a lot of them I remember that second time, which I can also check on my Steam directory, is I played a lot of Tiny Brains, because in Tiny Brains I remember there was a mode, and you might be like, what the heck is Tiny Brains? Tiny Brains is sort of like this cooperative puzzle platformer, I guess is probably how I describe it, where you play as one as 4 different characters, and each of you have like a different ability, and then you have to work together to solve puzzles. And I remember first time through I played with 4 of my friends. There's 4 characters. One of them is like a hamster who can create ice blocks and then destroy the ice blocks to send people upwards. One of them, that was... I can't remember which vendor it was, obviously I'm not going to call out who it was. And then there was a purple bat who like sent out a shockwave which could like knock things, including the ice hamster's platform. There's another one of my friends I remember. There was a rat with like an exposed brain who could swap with things that were on the same level as it, like same level horizontally. And then the character I played at was this magnetizing rabbit who would like pull things into them. And the only thing I really remember about Tiny Brains is the ending song called Batteries and Sprockets. Batteries and oh no, sockets maybe, not sprockets. Now I think about it, sprockets is not really an electronic word. Batteries and sockets don't seem too bad. I don't remember the rest of it. You can go look it up yourself if you particularly want. I don't think this game's probably had an update for like years. I guess it was sort of released. It was like £15 when we first bought it. Is it worth that much? I would say it's probably not worth £15. It was quite a short game, but you know, it was a fun time, I suppose. It sort of depends on basically how much you're willing to spend. But certainly if it's on sale, I'd definitely pick it up. And it's very old now, so definitely it's not worth £15, I'd say. But I wonder how much it's worth, how much it's cost now. But anyway, so I can see the achievements, because they have a hardcore mode where you can play by yourself. It's called Duels mode, from what I record. And you play in Duels mode, and you basically have 1 life, but you have control of all the characters at the same time. And you play as this character called Jules. So let's see, when I got that achievement, 25th of February 2014. But yeah, that probably seems about right. Hold on, I was about 8 years ago, so I was about 16. Yeah, GCSE time. Because I remember it was, that time, oh, you know what? That's why I wasn't so bothered by the fact I didn't have much internet around that time. It's because it was around my mocks for GCSEs, I think. I think it was, at least. I'm honestly not really sure. The more I think about it, but I'm pretty sure it was mocks or GCSEs basically being like they take place in like the winter of the year before or whatever. Is that right? No, winter of the same year, I think. Or it's just basically just sort of practicing for the GCSE exams, which is just kind of like the mid-level high school exams, I suppose. Yeah, I'm trying to translate it to American high school schooling system in my mind. I guess it would be like middle school to high school exams. I think 16. Is that about right? Maybe, I don't really know. So I was doing a lot of revising for that. What was it? I was doing a lot of revising. Knowing me, I probably wasn't. I probably like looked over my notes and, you know, just relied on my memory to get through the entire thing, which, well, it worked, I suppose. I did very well in my GCSE, so I guess I can't really complain in that sort of aspect. But what am I doing? We still have 10 minutes left. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Because you don't need to talk to Leif. We don't really need to catch stuff or get fossils assessed. I guess we can try and catch a sea butterfly, but I think we'll just, we'll do a little bit of group stretching, of course. And then we'll see from there exactly what we're doing. I wonder if... Okay, hold on. This is where you go to tiny brains. I don't know what mirror party is. It's been recommended to me. Looks cute, though. Come out and party. Ooh, okay, never mind. It's... Don't look it up. Don't look it up. That is not safe for work. That's a very lewd visual novel, it looks like. I was going to look up Tiny Brains. Tiny Bunny? I should probably stop saying these names out loud in case there's something not appropriate. Tiny Brains, 4-man achievement, intelligence level, come around. I remember I didn't get all the achievements in Tiny Brains, mainly because one of them was like, you had to get like a certain high score on the minigames, and that was like an absolute nightmare to get by yourself, so I didn't. How to unban a friend. How to have fun for the rest of your life is the top guide. What? You know what's crazy is there's 2 guides, and neither of them are for getting all the collectibles in this game. I wonder if people who made Tiny Brains ever made some other games. They probably did. Discussions? I want to see news. Did it get any more updates ever since Spearhead Games' 7th anniversary? Oh, there are people behind stories. I didn't know that. That's actually crazy. I didn't know that. Pre-order now for access to limited beta. Yeah, it basically didn't get an update. Free update 2014. Based on community feedback, new challenges. Again, we're not doing the spinning thing because it's not working. Oh, Sable's here. I didn't realise Sable was here. It's crazy. It's amazing how sort of definitive certain games were for what's it called? How certain games were for the time periods of when I didn't have internet. So of course the first time was Plants vs Zombies and I think Pokemon's Explorers Sky. Maybe that was the second time. When did Pokemon Explorers? Sorry, Pokemon Explorers. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers time. When did that come out? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explore. I can't spell of time. When did it come out? 2007? What? Okay, so it was probably the case where I bought it and then I played it for a little bit, then didn't complete it. So that's why I played it during that internet time. No internet time. That is crazy. I didn't know it was that old. My word. I don't know. What should we do? I'm really at a bit of a loss here. We've kind of already done all the chores quite quick we need to do today. We actually nearly have enough Lily of the Valleys to fill up this entire path. That's crazy. That's utterly insane. I don't know what we can do the rest of them. At some point we're going to have to figure out exactly how to decorate these things. But the thing I was thinking about is I think we should put more terrain in here. The fact that everything is so flat around here is very boring. Did I mention the fact that I wanted to like make this entranceway like a valley? I think would be quite nice. Sort of like an entrance valley, and then we put things like we put like gyroids, bright looking gyroids on one side, and then like devilish looking gyroids on the other side. So it's sort of like you're walking through, I don't know, purgatory. And then you can go over here, and then maybe here we can have like lush farmland and life. No, but farmland doesn't make sense. Farmland should be about autumn section. I have a right over that, I'm going to be honest. So maybe it's... so, oh yeah, I think what I said, I was going to reduce the size of the orchard. And the pumpkin farm, and actually start putting more farmland in. We might move nooks, I think, to the top right. Might be what we do. And turn top right into the commercial area. Yeah, I think that makes more sense, probably. So we'll move this. We'll probably move nooks in this area, and we'll turn this into farmland. Like maybe this can be like a pumpkin patch, or... No, this could just be sort of generic farmland. So then we'll have like the farmland, we'll have a rock farm, we'll have a pumpkin farm, we'll have like the harvest stuff. We'll probably turn the pumpkin farm into a different farm, and then we'll put the part past the rock farm into like other stuff. And then we'll move nooks up here. Like maybe we move Able Sisters. Oh, I don't really know where we'd put nooks though. It's a problem. There's not really a lot of space for it. Without getting rid of the sort of forest we have here. I suppose we can... No, maybe we shouldn't move nooks. Or we could put nooks in the west section. Yeah, we could put Nooks in the summer area. That's a good point. I don't really think about that either. Because the summer area is meant to be the celebration and party area, which you might be like, why is Nooks there? Well, I guess Nooks is kind of like, gives a feel of it being in a city. Like, I will say, but this top left area is basically the only good area we have on our island. It actually looks really nice. We should do something with this area over here. I'm not really sure what we should do. Because it's a bit boring over here, but we should definitely put something. I'm not really sure. I don't know. We're going to round off this episode here because I'm not really sure. Or maybe we could keep the plants in the left. Or we could change our pumpkin farm to incorporate more of our crops. Because we don't need many of each type of crop plant, to be honest. Because it's not like we're making a lot of food, I'm going to be perfectly honest. But maybe we turn this area into a sort of farm. Or maybe we could put Nooks over here. I don't know. Anyway, for now, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join my Dear Darling Discord, follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.